Welcome back to Nerdrotic Live. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com and Nerdrotic, the other YouTube channel. And we are here to discuss the latest episode of Unidentified and Ancient Aliens, as well as the New York Post vlog or whatever they're doing in the basement with Nick Pope. Because the question of, is this an op, was answered this week. The answer is yes, because the New York Post in the basement vlog or whatever it is had the same subject as Unidentified. So the same people, and they gave us new information that I have followed the Rendlesham case since I was a kid, since I first heard about it. And the one thing that's always bugged me about the Rendlesham case is, and I'm not going to get everybody's name right, but Pennington and Burroughs stories change a lot. And I'm talking over the course of 20 years. When you compare it next to Bob Lazar's story, whose doesn't change at all, theirs changes a lot. Now, there could have been classified information, but I definitely we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But Ancient Aliens was particularly good tonight because they discussed the sea and all our weird aquatic life and the octopi and how bizarre they are. But I learned a couple of things that I did not know tonight from Ancient Aliens. They found water inside of an asteroid that or a meteor that fell in 1998, which is a damn near proof of panspermia. And they also talked about sea plankton being on the windows of the Russian space station. How did that get by me? How the hell did that get up there? What the hell? So I'm going to look up an article a little later to try to get to the bottom of that. I don't know how that could have happened, but that's really bizarre. Really, really bizarre. So they went over basically, again, Ancient Aliens is running out of steam. They can't do too much more ancient stuff. Well, they could. They're not talking to the right people. And it certainly looks like with Ancient Aliens, there's some kind of inner working politics going on to where they're not bringing on Graham Hancock or Randall Carlson and two people that really should bring on. But otherwise, it was a pretty good episode. We learned about some, the sea life living in places we didn't think they would. Giorgio brought up that this might be new. They insinuated this might be new, like they're going to places in the ocean where they know for a fact there was no life there 20 years ago, and now all of a sudden there's life. So the whole plot of Ancient Aliens was it's being seeded, and maybe we're some kind of petri dish or whatever, which certainly that could happen because we have not. We don't know what's going on in the bottom of our oceans. Basically, they are largely unexplored. And as Giorgio put it, we know more about the surface of the moon and more about the surface of Mars than we do about our oceans. Having grown up next to one my entire life, and I live near one now, there's definitely weird stuff that goes on, but mostly it's just surfers and dead whales washing up, and yeah, that happened a lot in San Diego. Actually, you'd smell it for miles. It'd be terrible. But yeah, that was a very interesting episode. The blue crystallization where inside the meteor where that water was trapped reminded me of the last episode. They talked about those blue stones that they found in Mali. That blue, the salt deposit, what they called in the meteor, looked a lot like that blue stone that they couldn't identify the previous week. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know how any of you else caught that. Hello, everybody in the chat. How's it going, Squids McCracken and Dr. Venkman and All Out of Bubblegum and S90? Hey, Gary, Sir Truth Seeker, breaker of psyops and mother of beards. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My beard is feeling extra fat. I put some beard oil in prior to the episode just so and I've got my wooden beard comb that Mrs. Nerdrotic got me for Christmas. And Carl, Bionic Belly Button, Jads, Dragon 93, JE, Viking Turtle, Christy Miller and her wrench, Snowball. Want to stay away from those snowballs. Those are very bad. You're talking about that, unless it's a natural snowball. Otter Vomit, what is up? RMB said he DM'd you on Twitter today about coming on with you and Doomcock. Okay, I will check my DMs on Twitter. I actually got through a lot of them today, but they're still kind of a mess. But thanks for letting me know, and I will get on that. I dropped a video today, so we could certainly discuss. I saw somebody, I always notice when somebody mentions I did something smart because it happens so rarely. So I'm like, ooh, somebody thinks I'm smart. Oh, but I'm really not. And he talked about live streaming on YouTube, and YouTube is kind of dead. Yes, this is the dead period of YouTube. Now, I've only been seriously YouTubing for probably a year, but anytime I start a venture, I obsessively learn about whatever I'm getting into. So I've really dived deep into YouTube analytics, learned a lot, or as much as I could, of public knowledge. Went to VidCon, talked to a lot of people, and summer is most certainly a dead time on YouTube. The ad rates go down, viewership goes down, people are on vacation. It's very sporadic. I would just tell all my fellow YouTubers, don't panic. Use the words of Douglas Adams. Don't panic. Even my Neurotic channel has been on an upward trajectory for quite some time, and even I was in the negative on subs today for a couple 3 hours, and then it went away because I dropped a video. You gotta keep bringing the content, and the problem is there's like zero content right now, and the only thing we can really talk about is something they really don't want you to talk about on YouTube. And since I'm on the other channel, I can definitely bring this up. So I dropped a Star Wars video on Monday. Daisy Ridley, just basically confirming that she's not coming back, and it's not really new news. Actually, later in the video, I thought it was way more interesting. They talked about how Dan and Dave had leapfrogged Rian Johnson for the trilogy, but I digress. That video was doing spectacular. It got like 40,000 views in its first 24 hours. Then I did a live stream talking about the Google situation. I won't get into it here, but the Google situation. And I shit you not, that video that was on this trajectory, so 40,000 views in the first 24 hours, 2,000 views in the next 24 hours. So I don't think that was a coincidence at all. So they pay attention, and they definitely don't want that being talked about. I don't know how that's affected other people, but it certainly affected me. So whatever, we'll see what happens. But this is normally a pretty slow time. I remember it being slow last summer and the summer prior to that, whatever. It's a good time to live stream a lot, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to live stream more, which I like doing. And we can definitely talk about UFOs and Unidentified tonight. Now, Unidentified, after watching Unidentified and prior to starting this, I watched the Nick Pope thing on Rendlesham. It's an op. Doomcock and I talked about this on Exozone, and just because it's an op doesn't mean we're not getting the truth. But now I'm seriously giving some thought to like what's really going on. And honestly, I don't know. I don't have a theory yet. It could be, I don't know. It could be, as Lou Elizondo said himself, for one, the guy we're focusing our show on was a disinformation agent. That's what he did for a living. So it's going to be very difficult to convince people it's not an op, especially in the UFO community, and B, even have anybody believe you. I mean, like, I kind of tend to believe them, and I think there are, but this is definitely sanctioned by the government. They are allowing this stuff going on. It sounds like they are starting to slowly trickle out disclosure, but only the stuff they want known. And I'm glad that they went over the subject tonight that I always thought was the most concerning, was the UFOs buzzing our nuclear plants. And I always remembered hearing about that when I was in the UFOs in the 90s, but not much. And I had no idea. As time has gone on, and I guess more information has gone out there, we're finding out that pretty much every one of our nuclear facilities, like every single one, was getting buzzed. And that's a major concern. But tonight, they really tried to ramp up. This is a threat. This is a threat. Why are they ramping this up? I think it's a very good way, an op, to get the public to put pressure on the government to actually release some information, because nothing can put pressure on the government than a bunch of scared people. So I think it's they're building it up a little bit, maybe more than it needs to be, because let's be real about this. Say UFOs are here. What are we going to do about it? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. So and I think they're here. And I don't think I think my belief, I have no evidence to back this up at all, is contact has been made. So Chris Wilson, what's up? A comic book store just opened up down the road. My 5-year-old daughter wants to go. She is kind of girly. Well, she's a girl, but loves superheroes. Can you recommend a comic for her to start on? She's 5. I would get her into, you know what, they make these comics for kids and they're by B teams and they suck. So what I always did, Chris, was I steered the kids towards Silver Age comics, Bronze Age comics. They're all age appropriate. Or Silver Age, yeah, even Golden Age if you want to go that far back. But yeah, I would find some old DC Silver Age trade. It's a girl, so go get some Wonder Woman or some old Justice League, and that's the best place to start. I mean, that's where I started. So yeah, that's where I would go. Anything modern, I don't know. For one, there are indie comics out there and comics out there that are supposedly written for children, but I would remind you that the people making these comics have no concept of parenting, so or probably don't even remember what it's like to be a kid. So yeah, I would stick with the Silver Age stuff. And that's what's going on. A lot of what's going on in Hollywood is, and this is not to disrespect anybody without kids, because like kids are not for everybody. So I'm not saying everybody should have kids. No, but there's just, I think there's more and more people in Hollywood now and creating content that just don't have kids. And, you know, you don't know unless you have experience. That's all. Still, a talented writer can write for kids, whether they have them or not. I just don't think there's a lot of talent in Hollywood. Yeah, Watchmen is a great comic. Midnight's Edge After Dark. That's what I'd do. Better yet, get the Pro. No, don't get the Pro, Chris. I'm kidding. Don't get the Pro. Don't. Definitely do not. Don't read The Boys. Don't let her near anything by Dynamite. Yeah, just don't. Yeah, Josiah got his live streaming back right after he live streams with me. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's an op. It was an op. Element 115, we can panic, says Viking Turtle. Okay, I'm not telling you what to do. If you want to panic, I mean, by all means, panic. But aliens want us to shut down CERN. Euler Greg, you are on that, but I'm not going to really argue with you. I'm not really down with CERN. What are we getting out of it? What are we? Okay, so we can figure out some particles that help us figure out space. But if there's even a 0.1 or 0.1% chance we could create, I don't know, a black hole, I don't think it's risk reward. Plus, look at how expensive that thing is. You could feed Africa on what that thing costs. It's cool. It's a marvel of science. I don't totally understand it because I'm a high school dropout, but I'm pretty much get the gist that they speed up particles to like these insane speeds. That's the fastest moving things on Earth ever. And then they collide, and they're these microscopic things. And I don't know how the hell they know that they're getting, I mean, how do they know it's happening? What if it's a big boondoggle and they're just BSing us? I have no idea. I have no idea. Aiden's Den, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a great thing to start anybody off on. To be honest with you, John Romita Spider-Man, perfect. Squirrel Girl, no. No. Unless it's old Squirrel Girl from like the Great Lakes Avengers from when I was the Squirrel Girl that was around when I was selling comics was fine. But no. You want your kid to see good art. Good art. So Unidentified tonight was really interesting because they got really deep into Rendlesham. Now we've all heard the Rendlesham story. It was a nuclear base in the UK in 1980. It got buzzed by a UFO on Christmas Day. Christmas Day, yeah. And I keep forgetting the second command. The guy who's most legit was the guy who tape recorded the incident. And then we had Pennington and Burroughs. Burroughs co-host. It's either Pennington or Burroughs. I'm pretty sure it's Burroughs. Co-hosts a show with Linda Moulton Howe, and he talks a lot about what he's gone through. He's had some definite health problems, but I was not aware that he was basically scrubbed from the system, and his record, at least prior to 1982, had been made classified, so he couldn't get access to it medical. And he's been having all kinds of problems. He's scarring on his heart. Really bizarre stuff. Rendlesham's a bizarre case, but I remember hearing about that on In Search Of. I remember hearing about it like right around it happened. I was like 12. It's one of the first UFO cases I remember when I was a kid. But there was another guy. There's always this. There was a guy with a mustache who was another MP who they don't talk to anymore. And then they focus on Burroughs and Pennington. And at first, they didn't focus on those two. They focused on another guy. I've been paying this attention to this case for a long time. So the stories have changed. Like Pennington touched the ship. And after he touched the ship, and he didn't talk about this till years later, he started getting binary code downloaded to him. I don't know about that one. I think they definitely saw something. I don't know about after that. I'm skeptical. I try to be a skeptical believer in UFOs. I really like the grounded stuff. I know there's probably some really weird stuff, and honestly, we can talk about the Richard Dolan, the leaks that they're talking about, and they are saying some crazy stuff in these leaks, like that alien autopsy footage was based on real footage, like. You know, I could have sworn the guy admitted, starts with his last name starts with an S. The guy who did the video back in 95 that Jonathan Frakes did a video on the alien autopsy. I'm sure everybody remembers that. And I thought the guy who created it admitted it was a fake, but apparently he didn't. So, and now there's some leaked documents saying that was based on something real. And there's a bunch of Richard Dolan live streams that you can listen to, and I highly recommend you do. And he kind of breaks that down. Now, Linda Moulton Howe is a different story. I love Linda Moulton Howe. She's awesome, but she's a little out there sometimes. She's a little out there. Rhino 4563, $20. Thanks. By the way, Chris Wilson, thank you for the Canadian $13.99. I did not mention that. I am sorry. Definitely take your daughter to a comic store, support your local comic store. It's good to hear that one opened up. That is a brave soul right now. Rhino 4563, $20. Hey Gary, I sent you a video of Mick West ripping that Nimitz video, basically calculating the plane's instruments and figuring that the UFO is actually moving slower than he thinks it's the plane. Your thoughts? I don't know who Mick West is. I have no idea who he is. I'll have to check out the video before I have thoughts. The problem with that is I don't know how you can judge the speed from that blurry ass gun cam footage. I'm more going on the word of multiple pilots. So if he's just going off the footage, I think it's impossible to tell how fast something is going. But and who knows if that's even the real footage. But yeah, I totally believe the Nimitz thing happened. we're I mean, unless we're suggesting, unless Mick West is suggesting that one of our Top Gun pilots is going on national TV and lying to us all. So we always got to balance that. It's easy to take a blurry video and debunk it because it's a blurry video. So, well, yeah, I'll take a look at it and see. But there's also, I mean, dude, there's skeptics out there. There's watch the debate between Randall Carlson. It's on Joe Rogan. Randall Carlson, Graham Hancock, and I forgot the skeptic's name, but and Graham Hancock actually kind of came off as a jerk in this one. He like loses his cool like way too much during the thing. But there's a skeptic on there, and it's just like the dude is just freaking. It's almost like a dogmatic religion. It's crazy. It's good to be skeptical, but man, it's like sometimes when some like how hard is it to say, oh, it's possible. It's great to see more and more scientists, especially as I always mention Michio Kaku. You know why I love the guy? Because he doesn't shoot anything down. Because he's a real scientist. He goes, that's possible. Sure. I mean, there's very few things that are impossible in this world. The only one that I can attest that I can say without a doubt is impossible right now is reanimating dead tissue. That's what I always when my kid was real little and he was pretty scared of zombies, and I don't know if this was great parenting but I told him, I said, well, it's way more like a vampire is way more likely than a zombie for sure. Although if you watched Ancient Aliens, I did not know that there is a immortal jellyfish that can the jellyfish, when it gets in danger or it just resets itself, it turns itself back into a child and starts the cycle over and lives forever. And we better hope these things don't like procreate like rabbits, or that would be a serious problem. Let's get through the chat here. Svi Levetkin for $4.99 says having kids isn't for everyone, but the experience of constant self-sacrifice that good parenting takes would benefit anyone. Yes, absolutely. Oh God, it's grounded the hell out of me, dude. Trust me. Trust me. It's for some people it works, for some people it doesn't, but I totally agree. Well, I'm just thinking of a friend of mine right now, Chris Keefe. I remember I was working with Chris Keefe down in LA, and that guy told me, like, I told him I had kids, and I told him, like, when I was younger, I didn't want kids. I was like, oh, fuck, forget kids. And then I had kids. And Chris was the same way. He's like, I'll never have kids. Kids are stupid. And all of a sudden, all I see on his Facebook now is baby pictures all over the place. It's like, yeah, I told you, motherfucker. And the Air Force pilots, why would they say anything? If they talked about it, it happened. All out of bubblegum. Yeah. I mean, we had the radar guy say, we had multiple pilots. We had pilots who won't, too many people. And then we had active duty pilots coming out and saying something. That's huge. So listen, we still don't know if it's aliens yet. But the guy reiterated today from Politico the serious problem that it could be, no matter what it is. It's either one of our adversaries leapfrogged us, or worse, our government, like 50 people know of some project. And when these projects, by the way, and they mention this, it's really disturbing. It's like major people in our government don't know about it, but the defense contractors do, the private businesses do. So it's like 50 dudes, guys, girls, whatever, know about this, and they're buzzing our military. Boo, man, you want to make every person in service right now completely pissed. That's the way to do it. Fuck with them while they're on duty. I don't think we certainly did that to our people back in the day, and it is my hope, not my belief, but my hope we stop doing that. Because we need to kind of trust our government. I don't, but I am just a naturally distrusting person based on my life. But yeah, I don't blame you if you do. I just don't. I don't believe a goddamn word they say ever. I just don't. Maniac, Chris Wilson, sorry, Canadian 279. In your opinion, who is the most credible for UFOs? Richard Dolan. I don't think he's right about everything, but I do not question his sincerity at all. I have a decent bullshit detector. I have a pretty decent bullshit detector. I don't detect any bullshit from Richard Dolan. He seems like a pretty serious guy, and he believes in some stuff that I don't 100% believe in, but I've read all of his books that his books are great. And he's done the only real book on actually sitting down and having a serious conversation of what if they're here? Like, let's take all the stigma away. Let's just think about it. Like, this is something we should consider, because there's a chance they're here, or they're coming, or people are coming. It's a big universe, and to say it's empty is freaking ridiculous. So it's something we should have a conversation. I guarantee you our government has. They have thought about it. They have provisions, and maybe they just know we can't do shit. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Maniac Boy Productions, Canadian $5. Someone super chatted EVS about your idea of a Comicsgate group in recent EVS theme. EVS seemed interested in the idea. It's a great concept. Or a CG shop. Yeah. I mean, that's what I would be. I would be a CG friendly shop. And I would, even though I said I really don't, but I think it would be in the best interest. This isn't just for me, by the way. I don't want to sound like I'm fucking full of myself or anything. Please don't think this for 1 second. But maybe getting a Diamond account, ordering some trades. I wouldn't order floppies from them, not in a million years. I've had just too bad of a relationship with them. I'm done ordering floppies, but I would have an account just so I can go to the retailer meetings and be a voice there. And then CG and level-headed people with common sense would at least have a voice. I'm not saying they don't have one now. I'm sure there's some shops that totally agree with Comicsgate. I just haven't heard them. But it would be another voice there, where there is very few voices, we'll say. And I'd be happy to do it, because I don't really care. And if, like I said, Diamond and I have a very bad relationship. Very, very bad relationship. There's some people there who are cool, but the one guy I truly loved, Dave Hawksworth, he passed away. So, Echo Base Network, $4.99. RMB said he reached out to you in DM on Twitter and never saw Doomcock's message and let him know that he wasn't ignoring him. Yeah, I saw him actually say that on his live stream. Thanks, Echo Base. Yeah, as I told Doomcock, I don't assume anybody's ignoring me, and please don't assume I'm ignoring you. I get a lot of messages. RMB gets a lot of messages. Doomcock gets a lot of messages, and we don't have secretaries. So I have my wife helping me out on the Facebook side and my son helping me out on the Facebook side, but I'm handling Twitter, my email, direct messages through YouTube, secret emails, all kinds of crap right now. That's not crap, but it's just, it's just a lot. I'm figuring it out though. It's just going to take time. I am completely new at this. So, I used to handle emails like at the comic shop, but it was like, 10, 15 emails a day. It's I can handle that. But this is beyond anything I've ever seen before in my life. So, and it's great. It's great. I'm just figuring out, and it's probably going to take me another couple months to figure this shit out. So, but I'm definitely going to talk to RMB. There's a couple things we need to talk about. Paul Rudd joining Ghostbusters is good as long as he's a Ghostbuster, Dr. Vakeman. What do you think about that? I think he might be like at the end. Like maybe he won't be throughout the movie, but I think that is a great choice. Great choice. Yes, I have kids and I train them early. Although I completely failed with one kid and he doesn't really like comics that much. But the other one does. The other one's a gamer. He's a big time gamer. So, Gary, where did you get those wonderful toys? Well, blasted Heath. Lots of shopping at Toys R Us during my parts delivery job where I was supposed to be working, but I was actually just delivering parts and then hitting Toys R Us as soon as I was done. So yeah, lots of effing around on a job, but yeah, it was just effing around. I can't really rationalize it. But I got my job done. I was always back on time. The parts always got delivered on time. The parts took priority. I just got really good so I could take little side trips in between. That's all. That's all. On the company dime. Yeah. So that's where I got, but I also owned a comic store and I had a big sign in front that says, I buy toys. For resale. That's right. For resale. I buy the toys for resale. At least that was the concept. I'm not saying it always happened. Oh my God. I'm so freaking in love with these things. These are great. These are the best things ever. Oh, I want them all, but they're so friggin' expensive. Echo Base Network, $4.99. At some point in time, you are going to probably have to get help with social media. It will probably get worse before it gets better. Yes. The deal with that is you got to find somebody you can absolutely 100%, 1000% trust. And I have been burned. Like put trust in the wrong people and just absolutely burned through the comic store. So I got issues with that. So I'm working. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna have to hire somebody or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's difficult. And I just noticed on the live stream there, Echo Base, that August 1st, Hangouts is gone. So Hangouts is gone in 1 month. So that means I have to get a new computer, and I have to get streaming software now. Which I could use OBS, but OBS runs like crap on a Mac. So that means I got to get some Uber PC. And I didn't budget that this month because I've got Comic-Con coming up and Las Vegas. And, I flipped my, I paid for Vegas myself, and it wasn't cheap. It was not cheap. Those Vegas Star Trek tickets, they're talking about Star Trek getting young. You guys want to see how much those effing Star Trek tickets cost? Here. It's goddamn ridiculous. It's 2019. Here we go. Is this it? Yeah. So if you get where are the tickets? Weddings. I'm trying to figure out where I schedule vendors. Where am I going to buy the tickets here? So the tickets I can't find. I wonder if it's sold. Oh, here it is. Gold. Okay, gold admission sold out. Copper admission. So here's the gold admission. They don't put the price on it. It was like $1,300. So oh, look at that Star Trek Discovery. I can't wait. I don't know why I'm going to this. Here we go. Copper admission. Click here because it won't tell you the price. Because I bought the copper admission, and where is $439. $439, and then it's $250 And this is like a sit down event. I think you go inside like a convention, there might be some booths or something like that, but it's $439 for a effing Star Trek ticket. So if I want to take my kid, it's $250 for the kid who's going to be bored out of his goddamn mind. So I'm thinking of like not even, Melissa. That's why I brought my oldest son so he can watch little bro. So Melissa and I can just go to the convention because I don't think I'm going to pay $250 to have a bored kid, and his brother can watch him. So yeah, it's like ridiculous. There's no, as far as I know, there was no kid pricing. Let me see, maybe there was. Go back to events. Brent Spinner's going to be there with some band, but yeah, it's expensive, man. And it's Vegas. And the thing about everybody always talked about moving Comic-Con to Vegas. It would never work. It would never. I've been to a million, well, not a million. I've been to about 30 Comic-Cons in Vegas, and they all suck because you're competing with gambling and strip joints and the strip. And yeah, even the nerds go, F Spider-Man, like that's, yeah. So Vegas. I mean, like, honestly, I don't know how many days I'll go to the actual convention. I am way more interested in meeting people at the meetup and stuff like that. I'll probably go to a couple days. In a couple days, I'll just roll around Vegas and have fun. Let's get up here. But it's not an Area 51 museum, or is it an Area 51? No, it's the Nuclear Test Site Museum or something like that. But it's supposed to have like an Area 51 section. The Nuclear Museum or something like that. I'm going to check that out. OBS runs great on PC. Yeah, if it runs great, then that's fantastic. Then that's live streaming software I don't have to buy. The problem is Hangouts was really good for bringing on like 5 or 6 people. And we won't be able to do that anymore, or is it being replaced by something? I think I saw a Rookie Critic talking about it being replaced by something, but I don't know. I haven't. YouTube hasn't said a damn word about it other than it's ending. Is the Neil Blomkamp RoboCop sequel a sequel or to the reboot? I don't know, but I'm interested in that guy's take on it. I love District 9. I thought it was great. Chappie, not so good. Will we still be able to interact with Gary when the Hangouts goes? Yeah, the chat's going to stay. That's not going anywhere. I do most of my live streams solo, so I'm mostly not worried. I could use the YouTube live cam if I want to, but I don't think you can even screen share on that one. Again, it's fine. I don't care, but I would go to UPS. UPS, OBS. AMD Threadripper CPU. Yeah, I'll be taking suggestions because I've not purchased a PC, and I'm gonna like, I don't know. I could have one built, but I'm impatient. I'll just buy a freaking gaming PC or something like that and just do it. Just pull the plug. I get to write it off anyway, so. God, I've got so much to do. It's almost good that it's slow and I can just live stream and not worry. Although I'm making a long ass video for tomorrow too. It's pretty intensive, like today's video was. Yeah, I'll just live stream. If the algorithm is screwed anyway, then I'll just live stream. I'm fine. That is fine with me. Eric K, $5. Do you think Rudd will play more of a Venkman, Raymond, Egon, or Winston? I think Venkman, but Rudd style, kind of a sweet, less male gazy, as they would like to say in Hollywood, because Venkman is awfully problematic for these days. He was very male gazy to Sigourney Weaver and 4 feet above her covers. Yeah. So I have no faith in Hollywood anymore. They have screwed up so much stuff, and it sounds like all the right people are involved, but who is producing the movie? Sony. Um, and Tom Rothman is running Sony right now. So I just I can't believe that guy's working. They talk about inclusivity and too many white guys, but that white guy is like the one white guy they don't get rid of. Shiza. What piano Dean for $5. Hey Gary, do you remember an action figure toy for the late 70s called Shogun Warriors? Oh, I certainly do. They were huge, huge pieces of plastic. They were cool. I remember the commercials. Those were badass. But for some reason, I don't know why I didn't get. I had to beg to get the Star Wars stuff I got, and I wasn't getting anything extra. I was really into Star Wars and Micronauts and Migos. Like I was all about the Migos. Those were my favorite thing in the world. When you thank you very much, Piano Dean, for $5. Gray Misfit for $5. When you ran your comic store, did you get over shipments for Marvel and DC from Diamond? Yes. Not to the levels that people are getting them now, but yes, all the time. Nicholas Horton for $5. Ghostbusters 2020 better be good. And it has a passing of the torch type ending of the new team with Dan Aykroyd character as a mentor. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't want to see the old guys running around. Problem is, it would have been so much better off being made in the early aughts when there was like a good string of good comedies and we had good comedians and comedy could be funny. Nothing can be funny now. Everything has to adhere to this weird dogma that's going to kill entertainment outright if they aren't careful. Are you going to hear explosions in the background? So here in San Francisco, as un-American as everybody thinks it is, they celebrate 4th of July for like a month because it's an excuse to blow shit up. So yeah, around June 1st, it's fireworks all night, every night. So, and plus I live near the Mission. So those very well could be gunshots too. Would they pass out flyers in my neighborhood? It's like, it's not safe to shoot your gun in the air. There it goes, one right there. Sadukar 7th Legion, $2. For Euler Greg, we don't all have money. Can you? I don't know. I don't know. Euler Greg is on the CERN thing. He is on. That's all I know. And that's I'm guessing Euler Greg Canadian. Is that the Edmonton Oilers? I know very little about the sports puck. Very little. Are you doing a drive out to the Area 51 border? Asked Echo Base, $1.99. I might. I've done that before. But like, it sounds like a great idea. And then you get to Vegas and that requires leaving Vegas. And you're all, I don't want to leave the strip. Maybe though, if I leave early, maybe that's what I'll do, that driving into town, because I'm way north. So I could scooch out there if I want to, but you don't see much. Maybe you see the sign if you can get that far. Maybe. But I've made treks out there in the past. I have. Echo Base Network. You would like this one. Return of the Jedi was filmed out in Yuma, California, which is due east of San Diego. We used to make treks out to the desert, out to the dunes, Glamis, to the area where they filmed it. And my good friend in elementary school's brother went out there and got pieces of the barge and film canisters and everything. He went out there right after they shot, and there were still pieces of the blown up barge and everything out there. And he collected them all. Wish I had some of that stuff. That'd be cool as hell. Robert Odom for $1. Nothing to say, but $1 donation. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. Eric K, $5. Sometimes the lively banter between you and others is great. What happened to the prodigal son building you a PC? He's offered to do it. I'm just a really impatient person. I might, but let's be real. If you're a dad, are you going to just send your broke 23-year-old, 22-year-old kid $3,000? No. You kidding me? No. No. So he and I have to work out a deal where like I'll buy him parts, like I'll buy the parts directly, he builds it, and then when it's done, I will give him the rest of the money. But that would take like a month. Echo Base Network. Christy Miller for $1. Thank you, Christy. You don't have to do that. You mod. If you mod, you're not supposed to super chat. Thank you very much. Echo Base Network, $1.99. Do you have any vintage Star Wars stuff currently? You Echo Base, you're gonna hate me. I gave it away. I had behind me where these figures are right here. This wall was covered in vintage Star Wars figures. The ones I played with. And after I saw The Last Jedi, I sent them all to my patrons. I parsed them out, and anybody who was a $15 patron got some Star Wars figures. So the only thing I have left are vintage curtains. Oh, and a poster. You might be aware of this. So the Star Wars fan club sanctioned a poster in the 70s. It's the first poster made for Star Wars that wasn't a movie poster. I will show you what it is. Hang on. William Selby Star Wars poster. It's the Cantina band. There it is. I have an original print of this. Oh, dude, there's my boy Bill too. You can see Bill. That's right on. So a very good friend of mine, he might even be listening right now, is a writer and artist. He's written Twilight Zone episodes before for the 80s Twilight Zone. He's written books. He also knew Michael J. Straczynski, knew George R. R. Martin. He lives here in San Francisco, and he also painted the very first non-poster or non-movie poster Star Wars poster of the Cantina band. That's the last thing. I will never sell that. He signed it for me, gave it to me. And the original print run, he found a bunch of them at his sister's house about 10 years ago, and he's been slowly selling them and pretty much living off it for like 10 years. It's great. Here's a picture of him when he was very young. There he is in the bottom right there, that dorky guy with the fro. That's Bill Selby, one of my best friends in the world. And yeah, so see this monster cover? That's his type of art. He's sick. He is so freaking good at what he does. So he did that poster. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nicest guy in the world too. Man, really is. But that's it, Echo Base. I have a lot more vintage Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, tons of vintage Migos. Like that's pretty much the crux of my vintage collection. And Mego little plastic figures, Marvel ones. Trying to think of what other old stuff I have. I don't really have any other super duper old stuff anymore. I sold a bunch of it. I have a Spider-Man pinball machine and a Sega Spider-Man video game. I had the Star Wars Vector Graphics Empire Strikes Back game, but I sold that for a lot of money. Whoa. To a guy who animates DC movies. Dyer. Okay, I'm going to try to figure out how to say this. Dyer Muldock. For $5.49. Gary, love the beard. Have you listened to that guy who discredits Bob Lazar? You think Lazar is trustworthy? There's a couple guys who have. One of them recently passed. Stanton Freeman regularly discredited Bob Lazar based on the fact that there was no educational background, but it was clearly scrubbed. Yes, I've heard the debunking of Bob Lazar, and I don't think there's basis for it because, again, if you look at Bob Lazar, he's never taken a penny. He doesn't like the attention. And listen, he could have gotten rich 1,000,000 times over on his story, 1,000,000 times over. And he lives a very modest life, doing his little science isotope, whatever the hell he's doing up in Michigan. And just wants to be left alone. And you could tell every interview he looks just like a curmudgeon, because he's a curmudgeon. But there's something I trust about that guy. Who I don't trust is the government. The one thing I will take a person at face value these days more than I will take a media organization, a giant corporation, and our government. And it really astounds me how many people take, like, for instance, with the Kurtzman thing. It's clear he's losing power left and right. He's losing power. And I still have people, I have people on our side going, Kurtzman's not fired. They just brought in Michael Chabon because of his because of his duties. It's just a guy basically bringing in to help him out. Whoa. We were halfway through filming a TV series, the most important one to CBS All Access in their history. They brought back Picard, they overpaid, and believe me, their streaming service is banking on this show. And they bring in a showrunner halfway through. It's like, use your common sense, please. And just trust that I am not making stuff up, and also trust that I'm only telling you what I can. I know things that I can't say. And I would not run with this stuff because I honestly don't care. Would I like him to be gone? Yeah, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. So I'm an opinion guy. I'm not a news guy. People seek me out. People are, showing me stuff I cannot believe. Honestly, it's weird. But no government UFO people. That's what I want. I want the government UFO. I want somebody working in the Area 51 to give me some stuff. Not from Disney. It's just so many people take, because it's easy. It's easier to take the company at face value and the media at face value when they are constantly lying to you, constantly. That's why people are going to YouTube, because I'm not saying every YouTuber is honest. I don't know. But honestly, I know some of them and they have zero to gain. It doesn't really help me that much to talk about the Kurtzman stuff. It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't help that much either, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, it's part of the conversation. It's just an uphill battle, especially with UFOs. It's just people. There's a huge stigma, and that stigma there's a shaming stigma with it. That's tough to get through. People just don't want to believe it. They think it just sounds too crazy. But if you really think about it and you really look at the evidence, it's really not. It's not as crazy as some other stuff we have chosen to believe. So, cold fusion waffles, $5. I wish to apologize as I have made the mistake of referring to your origins to Vault 75 when I was wrong. It was Vault 108. Is the Gary Vault. Okay. That's got to be a reference. I have no idea what that is. Hang on. I will find out though, because we have the interwebs. If it's a gaming reference. Oh, why did Voodoo? Oh, that's weird. My Voodoo thing just popped up. That's not what I wanted. The full story. Oh, wow. This is cool. Oh, Fallout. Is it fall? Oh, wait. Okay. The full story of Vault 75 and the Malden School Fallout. Okay. What's Vault 108 then? Hang on. I'm learning, guys. Hang on. Okay. I understand now. This is why. Hang on. Now I get it. The guy's just all Gary and then shooting people. Wow. Well, I hope that's not how I meet my end, but you never know. Life is rough. Cold Fusion Waffles, thank you very much for the $5, and you never have to apologize here. Not here, my friend. Swift or Swift, because it's SWI and then a space, then an FT. So it's Swift. $10. I watched yesterday, and it's Mandela Effect movie. Cigarettes disappeared first, then Coke, then the Beatles / Wings. Every Harry Potter all disappeared. Only a few people remember the world before. That sounds cool as hell. I need to see that. I saw that Midnight's Edge. Tom, are you still here? I saw you guys review that. Oh, he's still here. He says, we don't know it's aliens, but it's aliens. It's aliens. Oh, Shiza. Hang on. We got to get to the back to the chat here in just a second. That sounds cool as hell. And we need more movies like that. Is it Danny Boyle? I think I saw it was Danny Boyle. That's good. Dune, My Bible will be amazing. Your thoughts? Sadukar 7th Legion, $2. When I finally finish it one of these days, I'll give you my thoughts. It'll be this year because I have to finish it before the show comes out. I've tried many times to start that book, but the pretty good excuse was the last, the 11 years, the 10, 11 years I owned the comic store, I was reading only comic books. And I started picking up books again, but it was largely nonfiction. And of course, A Song of Ice and Fire. It's really dumb because I should be reading Doom, but I just reread A Song of Ice and Fire. And now I'm rereading Lord of the Rings. So Bjorn for 20 Swedish crowns. Hollywood, a wretched hive of scum and villainy. It truly is. It truly is. There are some good people there, far and few between. It's the culture. They always talk about culture. They always talk to us. I see especially the actors who turn into activists, and it's kind of funny. They turn into activists when the roles start drying up. It's kind of a thing. So they use what little bit of their celebrity to get attention through activism, and they're very good at being dramatic and drawing attention to themselves. But one of these days, somebody's going to, or maybe they already have, some people are going to start shining a light on their past and seeing how they treated people. Actually, it's been happening quite a bit. And isn't it funny how time and time again, the people who are the most vocal out there ended up being the most vocal behind the scenes as far as being complete assholes and scum and villainy. Dr. Venkman, his Neil Blomkamp one, or was there one before that I missed? Maybe. No, I didn't miss that one. Or no, I got part of it. I didn't. I got that confused with the other Neil Blomkamp one. Sorry, Dr. Venkman, you're right. Neil Blomkamp's sequel is set to be a follow-up to Paul Verhoeven's original classic. Blomkamp is rewriting a script penned by original RoboCop scribes Ed Nemure and Michael Miner back in the 80s. The problem is it's not being directed by Paul Verhoeven. So, I don't want to pee on your parade there, Dr. Venkman. You can't go home again. I think we've seen that 1,000 times. Cobra Kai is an outlier. It'd be cool. I don't know. I think RoboCop's a good concept that maybe if you took it to a new place. I, for one, liked RoboCop 2. I thought it was Frank Miller's script. I dug it. I thought it was cool. I mean, it wasn't as good as the first one, but behave yourself. I liked RoboCop 2. I did. I would have rather seen Neil Blomkamp take on Alien, but god damn, how many more times are we get the right people lined up? Hey, listen, Tim Miller doing Terminator sounded great. I was like, oh man, I'm finally excited about a Terminator. We got Tim Miller, directed a good Deadpool movie, but that's pretty much all he's done. And the Terminator looks awful. It looks fracking awful. And I'm just going to review it knowing it's going to be complete garbage and reviewing it for that. Kind of like how I'll be reviewing Batwoman. Neil Blomkamp is better than that. I certainly hope so. But we're remembering the good things about Neil Blomkamp because Chappie wasn't very good. District 9 was very good. Chappie was not very good. So I don't know if we should be getting excited about that. And it just sounds like more retreads. I hate, again, sorry, Dr. Venkman, but man, I am sick of freaking retreads and nostalgia and bringing crap back. And even if they're going to use original scripts, they might start out that way. And we'll see. We'll see. If it's good, great. I'll give it my thumbs up. But they've already remade RoboCop very badly. Total Recall very badly. Two of my favorite all-time movies. And the thing is, the reason those movies were good was because they were the embodiment, the spirit of the 80s, which is just so not okay anymore in circles in Hollywood. So do you think that Hollywood is going to produce an uber masculine, violent as hell RoboCop? Or, just hear me out on this one, it's going to be the script, but they're going to make some changes and we're going to follow a female lead and she'll be the basic protagonist and it'll be like kind of like Swamp Thing is right now, which is working, but not really about Swamp Thing. So we'll see. Hopefully it happens. Hopefully it happens, my friend. But thank you for the $10 and hopefully it makes you happy. I want it to make you happy. Because the fans, you guys have been, just look what's been happening lately. It's not even discouraging anymore. It's getting sad. It's like, God, Hollywood's like pathetic right now. And the MCU, I mean, its glory days are done. They're done. You just saw the end of it. And it honestly, to me, Endgame barely hung on. Like it barely hung on. Like if it went another year, it would have just crashed. So it went out like it did. I was happy with the film. It certainly wasn't as good as Infinity War. But we also had Captain Marvel, Spider-Man. Everybody's loving Spider-Man, but everybody loved the last one too. So we'll wait and see. I'm going to see it. But it looks pretty good, for Marvel Spider-Man, for Spider-Boy. Okay. I'm getting caught up, but thank you, Dr. Venkman. It's good to see you, my friend. And you know what? I'm rooting for RoboCop for you, buddy, and for Ghostbusters. That's the one I want to be good. That's the one I'm like holding out hope more than anything. I want to see another good Ghostbusters movie, just one more. Yeah, that's the one I want, man. And I'm so happy they haven't touched Back to the Future. Just leave it alone. Leave it the frick alone. And I think it's just out of respect to Michael J. Fox that they're not touching that, and I'm very happy about that. Gary, do you remember in the mid-70s a toy set that was a mountain hideout, and the figures were like 2 to 3 inches tall, and they had tanks and jeeps and fighters? I think they were called Action Men. I don't remember. Rhino 4563 $10. Let's take a look. And maybe the picture will Action Men Battlefield Casualties. Yeah, whoa, that's always fun. Here's a video. Oh my Lord. Action Man. No, this is like this is like a parody or something. That's pretty funny. It's like a G.I. Joe hanging himself. That's funny. Battlefield casualties. That is hilarious. There's no action men, but there's action man battlefield casualty. There's a commercial of a GI Joe hanging himself. It's hilarious. Is that from Robot Chicken? It must be. I can't show that. That's terrible. Oh, that's funny. God damn. How did I miss that? Must have been Robot Chicken. I can't. That's great. I don't remember Action Men, but that was funny. The Melon Deck. Yeah, I'm definitely going to see Yesterday now. Plus, I love the Beatles. So, Gary, been watching Unsolved Mysteries on Pluto. They talk about Belgian Air Force going public with UFO contacts in the 1990s. Said Destiny Captain 499. Yes, there's a bunch of countries that have gone completely public with all of their UFO stuff for a decade now. I remember when the Brits did it. I was reading records all night. It was boring, but I got through a bunch of stuff. I think either Argentina or Brazil has done it. Belgium has definitely done it, and I think Italy has done it as well. And it looks like Unidentified going to Italy and talking to them. And in the scenes for next week, they talk about like, yeah, one of them shot down our helicopter, and we have pictures. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Again, it's an op. It's a definite op. It's a coordinated operation. To what end, I don't know, but they are not faking any of this. They're telling us the truth. I'm not going to say every one of these encounters is a UFO. I don't know that. I don't know that. But definitely something going on, and they're definitely trying to divert our attention from something else. So I am both curious about what they are bringing out, because the best part of disinformation is there's some actual information in it. So any truth on the UFOs thing is a win. And I'm sure they know that. But what else? Then I'm going to start getting really curious about the what else real soon. I don't think it's the UFO community is all up in arms about this, and they're freaking fighting, and Bera versus Dolan, Dolan versus Bera, or what. I don't know. I like them both. I wish mom and dad had stopped fighting, to be honest with you. But Bera is great on his live streams because he will sling it and doesn't give up. So that I like. That's good live streaming, folks. When you sling and you don't give a fuck. So Bera is like talking shit about Giorgio, and it's like, woo, juicy. But yeah, there's something going on. But I like Mike Bera. I do. He's really good with the surface on the moon, surface on the Mars stuff. Yeah. I tried to contact him via DM, and he did get back to me. He said he's busy right now, but when he gets done, he'd love to come on the channel. It's the only time I ever did this, so I mean, forgive me, please, forgive me. But I dropped hey, at the time I got 90,000 subs. You want to come on my channel? I did it once. I felt really dirty and bad, but I got over it. I got over it really quickly. Just Alan Massey. Thank you, Captain Destiny. Hail to you, sir. $4.99. Alan Massey, $5, just dropping by for a bit and showing my support for your work on this channel. Snowflame rules. Snowflame does rule. We freaking love Snowflame. Cocaine is cocaine is his god, and he is the instrument of its will. Piano Dean for $2. Has there ever been talk of Logan's Run remake? Many, many times. Bryan Singer was behind it. The last time I heard. And then the most recent one was a bunch of people I didn't hear of. Hang on. Yeah, Simon Kinberg has long been in development with X-Men Dark Phoenix director Simon Kinberg set to helmet back in 2015. So Logan's Run remake taps Hunger Games writer, but that was 3 years ago. And there has been nothing since. There is no sanctuary. Idiocracy couldn't be made in 2019. Thoughts? How's $2? If Idiocracy was made in 2019, it would be called The News. C. Levetkin for $4.99. Blopkins Elysium was horrible as well. First woke genre movie I can think of. Oh, he did Elysium too. Yeah. District 9 was brilliant though. Action Man is the British G.I. Joe. So okay, so that's what they call oh, that's right. What did they call Migo over there too? They called Migo. What did you call Migo? It was the same damn thing, and you just gave it a different name. It was Denny's or blah, blah, blah. I'm like gonna make shit up until I actually figure out what it is. Denny's Fisher. Denny's Fisher. Oh man, I was so happy when I got one of these. I tell you, man. We're talking about UFOs and toys. So this is like what my other channel is for, to talk about all the shit I can't talk about on my other channel. But goddamn, when I got this thing, I can't tell you. It was like the almost as good as the day I had my kid. I was so happy I got this. It's damn cool too. I am so pissed that Biff Bang Pow lost the Doctor Who line. They were going to do some cool stuff. I got this one. That one's pretty cool. I got that. Look at that. Oh, that one's worth some bucks right there. But I'll stop boring you with Doctor Who figures now. Don't get me started. We'll be here. We will max out the live stream, and you will be bored, and there will be one person watching. So let's see. So the exozone is going to be regular. What am I going to be doing now? I'm thinking about changing things up a little bit because I really can't live stream at night a whole bunch. I'm getting off easy tonight. Tonight was supposed to be date night, but then Mama has to do Pride tomorrow, so she's getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go do the gay boy's hair, and then so yeah, so I'm free tonight. Yeah, so it's I think I'm pretty sure I don't pay attention more, but I'm pretty sure it's Pride weekend, so I'm definitely not leaving my house. And just gonna edit. I'm doing a Lord of the Rings video because I found an article on Friday Night Tights, if you guys watched it, that's like a month old that nobody's talking about. That's kind of a big deal. Now, I don't know if anybody's going to care, but I do. Oddly, G.I. Joe was still G.I. Joe in Australia. But it was just upside down. No, just kidding. Yeah, that's weird. That was probably some rights thing, or GI Joe probably had no meaning. They didn't have you don't have GIs in the UK. That's an American thing, right? So I never thought about it. I never really thought about it like that. 87 RoboCop could not be made in 2019 unless it was in actual Detroit. Says Zombie Apocalypse Scary. I know, right? To avoid long drawn out lawsuit. Yes, the Lord of the Rings story is a bummer. It's a major bummer. I don't want to read it to you almost, but I need to prepare y'all. You got to keep Mrs. Nerdrotic happy. That's job one. Destiny Captain, absolutely. She's pretty happy though. I mean, that's a good thing. Government issue. You know what? I don't think I've ever known that. Mimskited. GI is government issue. Huh. Maybe I heard that and just forgot it, but there you go. Learn something every day. It's too bad Peter Jackson ruined The Hobbit. Yeah, Max, I enjoy those movies, but I know they're not good. So, and I think he gets a bad rap because it was supposed to be Guillermo del Toro ruining The Hobbit, and he came in at the last minute when Guillermo del Toro backed out to do MGM kind of a solid, and he clearly wasn't into the project that much. Poor guy. Would you do a meetup at San Diego Comic-Con? Says Robert Odom. Absolutely, yes. That's the highest priority, is a meetup. I would say that's a higher priority than actually entering the con. I want to meet people. That's honestly, I can buy comic books anytime, anywhere. I've been to the con a bunch of times. I'd rather hang out with you guys. So yeah, we're gonna do a meetup. I got to get with Jeremy, because Jeremy's coming down too. So we're trying to coordinate something. I'm leaving here. I'll be down on the 16th. So yeah, that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and it's not too early to plan for Comic-Con because it requires planning now. It's like a good trip to Vegas. You got to strategize a little bit. You can't just roll in and expect like everything to happen. You got to plan. What are you going to do? Snowflame is too busy butt chugging cocaine. Well, he is, but that is his God, and he is the instrument of his will. We'll get over to some other super chats here. Super chats. Perpetual Punster, what is up, my friend? Hail, Gary. Robert Zemeckis is a rights holder for Back to the Future and is actively refusing to allow a reboot. Then bless his heart. The studios have been offering millions, but so far Zemeckis says not going to happen. Hail, Robert Zemeckis. That is good news. That is really, really good news. A man with integrity. He doesn't need to do that crap. He does not need to do that. That is cool as hell. It's too bad none of the Spielberg proteges in their prime could have taken on a Superman movie, because they would have been like a guy like Zemeckis would have been in his day, would have been perfect for a Superman movie. Not too sure now. I mean, I don't know about now, but love this show with all this work / Me Too movement, which sucks. I find happiness with my DVD collection. Was of Married with Children. LOL. Can you imagine the backlash if that show was on today? I know. Adam Child, $9.99. And the funny thing, thank you for the $9.99, is that show was a response to the over PCification that was going on back then. It's always had its waves. It comes and goes. Politically correct was a term I remember I don't know when it was coined, but I remember first hearing it in the 90s. So yeah, the only reason I don't watch Married with Children is because it doesn't have the right music to it. They don't have the rights to Love and Marriage. It's like that's the goddamn show. If I don't hear Frank Sinatra, I'm not into it. I suppose I could play it on my own, but Perpetual. At least that's what I heard. Maybe they got it back now. Nicholas Horton for $5. I imagine has been revealed for the new 8th Doctor with Interrogator Dalek set. War Doctor set is still to be revealed. One image. I imagine. God, I'm an idiot. For 8th Doctor. Is that at Doctor Who Toys? You know what that website is, right? That just all it does is list all the Doctor Who action figures. It's fucking brilliant. Let's see. 8th Doctor action figure. Now, Big Chief, I pre-ordered my Big Chief 8th Doctor. One image, I don't see it. But I probably have to dig for it a little bit. I'm getting the Big Chief Big Chief Doctor. Oh, what's this? Preview 8th Doctor revealed. Oh, by the way, you'll be proud of me. I'll show him to you next live stream. I got a bunch of the Doctor Who prototype figures. Got a bunch of them. Very happy. But Nicholas, yeah, next time you come across the stream, I will have those ready to show you. I've got a 9th Doctor one. I got a 6th Doctor one. I believe I have a Rose. Yeah, I got a bunch of them. Eric K, $2. Staying in to watch the 5 hours of TV coverage. LOL. That's good. You should watch live streaming. Is anybody else live streaming tonight? Was it dead tonight? What the hell's everybody doing? It's like they have lives or something. Midnight's Edge. Why aren't you live streaming? You're always live streaming. Didn't Mary Mayhem do her karaoke thing? She invited me to come on and then I never went on. But I've never seen a UFO, but I have seen the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Gull Dewcock. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. All this cocaine talk might get my might get Tom Arnold in here. I know. Yeah, what happened to him? Whew. What happened to that dude? It looked like he was kind of together for a little while. Was that when he was on cocaine or off cocaine? Maybe he needs to be on cocaine. I hate to say that, but I mean, some people just work better. Any thoughts on Men in Black International coming out at the height of this disclosure PR op? If it didn't fall flat in its face, I would think there was something to it. But the problem I've always had with Men in Black is, I mean, they were good movies, but they never, the alien topic was always cartoony and stuff. I would love to see like a serious Men in Black movie, not some cartoony freaking Tim Burton style one. I know it's Barry Sonnenfeld or whatever, but it's always felt like very Tim Burton-y to me. I would love to see a serious Men in Black to where it's actually maybe a horror / sci-fi movie. That would be interesting. A well done one, though. A well done one. I was happy with the first Hobbit movie, enjoyed it going back to the world of Middle Earth, but yeah, the last two movies were way too bloated. They were. If there were two movies, I own them. I own the extended versions. I watch them. But PCU was a good movie. Damn prophetic too. You think about it. The Witcher is based on a book that was later adapted into a video game. Now it's going to be a show right up your alley. How's for $5? I want to be really excited for this. I do. But I've seen the writing staff and their act on Twitter, and I'm cautious. Hopefully, they're just political idiots and they write things really well, which happens all the time in Hollywood. And that would be great. Because that's the kind of stuff that's up my alley. That's the kind of stuff I like, but it's rare. It's so rare to get a good, like, fantasy anything. It's like once every decade, maybe, I'm trying to think, Excalibur and then Lord of the Rings. And there's like some kind of good stuff, but I'm talking like epically freaking brilliant. Game of Thrones fell on its face. Yeah, there's just not much. Just watch Yellowbeard. Can't be made today. No. Oh God, no. Nothing good can be made today. And so we're progressing. I'm sorry, we're progressing. So we're saying that we can't see there. The funny thing is, they use the guise of we're trying to normalize everything. We're trying to normalize gay relationships. We're trying to normalize this. We're trying to normalize that. You know what part of being normal is? Ridicule, mockery, criticism, being able to take it. You're close with a friend when he can look at you right in the face and go, those jeans make you look fat, and like you don't get all super butt hurt and you go, fuck you, dude, or something like that. And it's funny, you know what I mean? That's when you're absolutely comfortable in your skin and comfortable in a relationship, be it a friendly relationship or, the other kind of relationship, the super friendly relationship. And yeah, that's not what we have. We have a bunch of insensitive babies right now. And if you want to truly normalize something, you can't protect. There's no protection. Then it's not normal. Then it's protected. And then it becomes marginalized by being protected. It's not marginalized by anybody else. It's marginalized by the white saviors out there that believe me, the vast majority of these people don't want your help. They really don't. And it's, time will pass and people will look back on this again with great mockery. Uh, think about if comedy is even allowed in 10 years. Hopefully it is. Hopefully the pendulum swings back, right? And then we start getting parody videos about the times we're living in about 10 years. It'll be a guy in a dress with a man bun trying to defend marginalized people of color. And yeah, it's funny if you just think about it now. It's funny if you just think about it now. It's a really weird effing time, and it's God, I hope it's almost over. It is. I don't know what it goes back to. I'm sure it'll swing back to something. It's just not moving fast enough, but I'm an impatient person, so I don't know. Antonius Pius for 99 cents. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, we you know what the world needs? The world needs another Beatles, and the world needs another Blazing Saddles, like badly. The world needs to take its stick out of its ass. Do you have a copy of New Guardians Volume 1, Number 2, the only one that mattered? Brad, man, I do. Somebody sent it to me in the post office box. And yes, I'm pretty sure that copy is like right next to me right now. My pile of P.O. box stuff that I'm trying to get the notes connected to who sent them to me. People disappearing alien ships off of North American coast. Pod people are growing in Hollywood. What can we do? Can the hero Snowflame save us? Honestly, all out of bubblegum for $5. I think everybody just collectively doing a bunch of cocaine might be the answer. No, I'm just kidding. Except for me. I can't do any. I've done my share. I have done my share. Let's get to the chat. The apocalypse is near. Shaft. Yeah, somebody sent me Shaft. I need to watch it. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. I was sent Shaft. So that person, thank you very much. I look forward to watching it. US needs a rich person purge. Well, High Plains Drifter, that'll happen naturally if socialism kicks in, then there will be a rich person purge for sure. Shaft was an awesome movie, says Christy Miller. Watch Anna, says Dr. Venkman. I want to watch Anna. It's Luc Besson. I didn't realize it was Luc Besson, but I saw Zach's video on it, so I'm curious. But I think the Cinema Queen said it was good concept but poorly executed, but I'll check it out. I like pretty much everything by Luc Besson. Even Valerian. I like Valerian. Hey, Gary, did you catch the Bob Lazar doc on Netflix? What did you think? Sorry if you already covered it. Chris, it's okay. You can always ask again. I actually paid for it and bought it when it came out. I dug it. I think they stretched some things out, but I think the new information that we got towards the end was really, really good and juicy. And his place getting raided while they were filming it was legit. Like, you can't make that up. You can't, unless Jeremy Corbell called in an FBI raid, but you know how much fucking trouble he'd been in for his film? They'd figure that shit out. So he really got raided. And it's an interesting thing that happens inside the film. So it's just, thanks, Nicholas. I'll check it out. Is it the 5-inch figures? Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's great. Somebody did a Dark Eyes, a custom Dark Eyes. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. Let's go to the Gmail. Oh, man, I cannot get on eBay at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's bad. That's just bad. You sent it via email? Oh, what's this? Oh. Comic-Con 2019 exclusive portal is open. Okay, Market Set Comic-Con is pleased to announce the return of online exclusives portal. We got some really exciting exclusives this year. You may have an opportunity to select to purchase a bulletin, Hasbro, Lego, Funko, blah, 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 WBTV. And what do I do? For more information, exclusives added in the portal. Oh, so I order the exclusives. I don't care. Oh my God. Exclusives used to be you went down to Comic-Con, you waited in line for like an hour, and you got your exclusive. Now you have to enter a portal to get a ticket to maybe get the exclusive. You know what? Honestly, uh, to me, time is way more valuable. I'll wait 6 months after con and probably pay the list price for whatever exclusive that was going to be sold. If it's something I really, really need, I'll pay the extra $50. I mean, like, honestly, $50 or 5 hours of my time. $50 or 5 hours of my time. I'll pay $50 every freaking time. Or I won't buy it at all. That's even better. Sorry. God, Comic-Con is so irritating now. I can't wait to see you guys. I could not go in the building. I'd be fine. You see, I already get irritated. It used to be, I used to look so forward to it. It used to be like fucking Christmas. It's nerdy gras. Okay. Heroic Avenger 96, $2. I love this job. Yum, yum. Oh my God. Red Letter Media's freaking Star Trek Discovery video was beautiful. It was cathartic. And it didn't discourage me from, because I'm about a quarter of the way through a season 2 review, like a detailed season 2 review. And I saw them come out with it. I'm like, fuck. Not that, like, I mean, I'm not any competition for them. I'm really not. But I wanted to do kind of a Mahler-esque thing to it, which means it's going to be long. I don't know if anybody's going to watch it. It's a passion project, but I'm trying to point out all the dumb things in it. But they made a great point in the video. It's impossible. There's so many dumb things that I can't keep track. I'm 3 episodes in, and I've already lost track of how many dumb, irrational, illogical things happen in that show. Ugh. Please tell me that people want to watch. Please tell people to watch Yellowbeard. By the way, Heroic Avenger 96. Thank you for the $2. Please tell people to watch Yellowbeard to show how much we've digressed. Funny, pure humor. So sick and tired of agenda. Anyways, the reason cameras. Yes, watch Yellowbeard. Watch Blazing Saddles. Watch History of the World. Watch anything Monty Python, which you can't watch now because apparently them dressing up as women is hateful now. And I wouldn't be surprised if, I'm pretty sure, has the BBC stopped showing Monty Python at this point? Yeah. But yes, Sadokar 7th Legion, you are so right. Yellowbeard is good for the soul. Thank you for the £5. Dire Modoc for $5.49. Maybe I'm closer to that name right now. £5, 49 pence. Gary, have you looked into upcoming Wheel of Time TV series on Amazon? Rosamund Pike as cast as one of the mains last week. That is good, except she is supposed to be the lead. How do you feel about that? Because she's supposed to be the lead, not just a lead, the lead. I haven't read Wheel of Time, and again, I will read it before the series comes out. But as far as I know, I have knowledge of it, and I don't remember there being a female lead. She could be a lead, fine, no problem. But they said they're going to center it around her, and they're changing some of the structure, which sounds just terrible to me because that's not the real story. If the real story was that, of course, I'd be fine. But yeah, and I'd feel the same way. I mean, listen. If we're really going to be inclusive, Charlie's Angels should have been all dudes. That should have been a dudes Charlie's Angels. They're obviously so backwards in their thinking, coming out with another female Charlie's Angels. And plus saying angels, I mean, that's related to the Christian religion. I'm surprised they're even doing this movie. It's so insensitive. Think of all the Satan worshipers they're offending. And all the atheists. Yeah. Club sandwich. Thank you. That's how, every time I see your name, I get hungry. I love club sandwiches. I really do. They're the best. Rye bread. Rye bread. Yeah. Mm, mm. Thank you, Club Sandwich, for £5. Uh, and from the UK. That's great. And okay, Antonius, is it Pius or it's Pius because that's supposed to be Greek. I got to blow this up because my eyes are bad. Antonius Pius for 99 cents. Thank you very much for the donation, Antonius. Nice statue. Is that really you? Tokyo Gaijin, 500 yen. Am I the only one getting sick to death of all the woke crap? No. Did I tell you my sick to death of it? I have been looking forward to Legion season 3 for a year. And I dipped out of that goddamn show in the first 15 minutes because it did 2 minor woke things. And I'm like, yes, I got better things to do with my time than support this crap now. Because I mean, why would I watch a show for 2 seasons and then they introduce a brand new character because they need to adhere to the Bechdel test? Like we wait 2 years for Legion with a strong female cast, and they feel like they need to add another female lead, and they make her uber powerful, an amazing woman of science, and she's an artist, and it's a fine character, and it was just more of the same, and it bored me. It was just boring. I'm like, whatever. And yeah, and I know some people liked it, and Aubrey Plaza was great in it, but I saw that one little woke moment, and it took me right out of the show. I'll probably go give it another shot later, but yeah, I'm getting sick to death of it. Honestly, I'm just watching YouTube live streams right now and reading old stuff and watching old stuff, and hopefully something good comes across eventually. Like I said, there's signs of things getting better. With DC, with Aquaman just being a superhero movie, Venom just being a superhero movie. Yeah. Have you seen Yesterday? Mandela Effect on Drugs? Says Stargate 404, $2. Somebody else mentioned it in the super chats. They said same thing. They said it was good. Midnight's Edge reviewed it. If you check it out on their channel, I actually shared it on my Twitter. I will definitely see it. Mandela Effect, Beatles music, I'm there. Gary, I found the toy Remember Matchbox Mobile Action Command. Love this toy. Matchbox, like the cars, love them. 45635 $5. I was a Matchbox kid over Hot Wheels because they came in boxes, and they were like little garages that you can put them in. I love the old Matchbox and the old boxes. There is a store, Stargate 404 here in San Bruno, about 5 miles away, has them all. But the guy is asking, I mean, he knows what he has, and then he's charging triple. So and he's, the older he gets, the more dickish he gets. So he roped off his like really cool area, and you have to pay $5 to just go in there and look. So I stopped going when he, I'd spent a bunch of money in the store, and then he wanted to charge me $5 to go into a section. I'm like, later, dude. Sadokar 7th Legion, two pounds. Okay, last super chat. Watch The Goodies, banned from the BBC. Well, if it's banned from the BBC, then I need to watch it automatically. Thank you, Sadokar 7th Legion. The Goodies. I've heard of The Goodies. Thoughts on possible Spider-Man / Venom crossover, Echo-based network, $1.99. It will be, I would love to see it. But the problem is, I think it'll be good with Tom Hardy and Tom Holland. It depends on who directs it and everything, but the people who made Venom, they made that movie in 6 months. So imagine if they have time. Honestly, I think there would be a good movie in there. They made Venom in 6 months, not just principal shooting. It was filming here in San Francisco, right down the street from my wife's salon. That jump that Tom Hardy or stuntman does, that's right near my wife's salon. They filmed that, and 6 months later, it was in the movie theater. I've never seen that. That's a TV show. So they did, considering the time constraint they were on, it was amazing that they pulled it off. They pulled off like honestly, I haven't watched it since, and I really have no desire to watch it again, but I was entertained when I watched it. House for $2 watched Shin Godzilla. Pleasantly surprised. I heard it's very good, actually. I heard from a lot of people it's very good. Shameless plug, 8 subs away from 700. Well, subscribe to Echo Based Network for $1.99. We got to get you to 1,000, man. Yeah, if you're 8 subs away and you're still growing through the dark period of YouTube, yeah, just be patient. Things are going to pick up again around September, but it's going to be tough to get subs over the next 3 months unless, Brie Larson says something stupid or they drop 5 Batwoman trailers, or Spider-Man Far From Home goes completely woke, which I just can't see it doing. I'm trying to think what else. Comic-Con might bring some traction, but not much. It'll be more TV stuff. No more wokeness. I want to dream of better entertainment. LOL. Have a great weekend, everybody. Eskimonophone, thank you for the $5, and to you too. To you too. It's good to see you. Okay, I want to make sure I got to refresh. Jack Random just watched season 5 of Black Mirror. Terrible. Other than The Expanse, Orville, and Colony, rest in peace, entertainment is going down the toilet. Yeah. There's a show that I love, and I just know it's going to be woke when it comes back. Mr. Robot. People can argue that it's woke now. It's more of anti-establishment. I wouldn't call it woke. It's very anti-establishment. But it was kind of going that way. And it's had 2 years, and I know the creator of the show is super duper anti-president. So I think another one of our shows that I thought was good is going to go downhill. You know what we need to come back? I know I keep telling you about this, but I think this show would not go woke. This is a fabulous show. And if you have not seen it, it's 8 episodes, and it is effing brilliant. As a matter of fact, if it's available on Blu-ray, which I don't think it is, I will buy it instantly. This show. So if you haven't seen Taboo, it's Tom Hardy, his best performance. It's 8 episodes. It's got the most unbelievable cast. It's nowhere near freaking woke. So it is about a guy. They're taking on the East India Company. It's very anti-slavery. I wouldn't call that woke. I would call that, being good. And Tom Hardy was his character. His dad's company was working with slave ships, and he was on one for the East Indian Company. It sunk. He survived. He was saved off the coast of Africa by a tribe. They brought him back to health, and they taught him a few things, and they sent him back. And he's coming back to England to get revenge on the people who killed his, father, and, basically pulled off all this crap, because at the time in the UK, slavery is illegal, but there's the East India Company is still illegally shipping them to the States. And it turns out that Tom Hardy, through his dad, owns a giant piece of land that just happens to be Vancouver. And he gets caught in between the government and the East India Company, and it's like really cool. So it's by the makers of Peaky Blinders, and it's just a straight up period piece with lots of violence. And he's sleeping with his sister, so it's very Game of Thrones, but it's very good show. Very good show. I liked it a lot. Just because, you see so little it's very action oriented. It's cool as hell. I liked it a lot. So subscribe to Echo Base Network. I'm going to check out Last Kingdom. Antonius Pius for sure. That is on my list of things to do. So many people have told me that I have to see that I have to see it. The Orville is Hail the Orville, Seth's middle finger to CBS. And you got to think, because he writes it in the episode, you got to think Seth hates Star Trek Discovery. I mean, of course, I bet you out in public, he'll go, he's probably has friends who work on it and stuff, but secretly he must, or maybe not so secretly, he must hate it. Because Seth has good taste. So Elwin break. I'm with you. I'm gonna take off now. I'm going to take off. They're doing a second season, but it's in like 2 years, says Cinema Queen. Yeah, that's what I read as well. I read that it's not coming out until 2020 or 21, which I don't think it is. Which it ends. It's not really a cliffhanger. You could call that an ending. So if you look at it as a miniseries, you'll be very entertained. If you like dark action period pieces with a little bit of voodoo mixed in, or black magic. Being anti-slavery isn't woke. It's good. That's right. Well, you listen. There are people out there. If I said, well, it's got an anti-slavery message, would go woke. It's like, calm down now. There's woke, and then there's come on. So you know it. You know I had to. Hey, part of being a YouTuber is saying really obvious shit out loud. House. So you know how it goes. Is it on Blu-ray, Cinema Queen? I gotta check. I'm checking real quick. Live on the air. Because if it is, I am so getting it. But I heard oh, it is. That's great. Because I heard the Orville's not going to be on Blu-ray ever, because Fox was not going to do physical media. They're going to start getting rid of the physical media. I don't know why the Orville's only on DVD, which sucks. I'm sure I could make a Blu-ray. It's not that hard. I mean, it would just take a lot of time. You just got to, rip it off your computer, and yeah. So I'll definitely buy it. Do it. Eric K, $2. Have you ever seen Bronson with Tom Hardy? Must. I haven't seen that one. No, I have not seen that one. I will check it out though. Orville is on Hulu. Yes, it is. But it's not on Blu-ray. Check out Britannia on Amazon Prime. Decent show, says Chris Baxter. Huh. Have I heard of that one? I haven't even heard of that one. Hopefully Disney changes, but yeah, Fox decided a few years ago to suspend BD of TV seasons, says Midnight's Edge After Dark. Yeah, I think I remember you telling me that. Yeah. Hopefully they change their mind, because we really need Orville Blu-ray. As a matter of fact, if I ask one question at the Orville panel, that will be it. Can we get an Orville on Blu-ray? You know what I'd like? Lord of the Rings on 4K. That's what I'd like. I'd like some 4K Lord of the Rings. But it looks like we're going to get 4K Iron Man finally. The original Iron Man is going to be in 4K. And it looks like Star Wars is going to be, and I'm not buying Star Wars again. I'm done. I'm done with the original trilogy. I'm done with all of it. What will I be wearing to Comic-Con, says Gennaro. Okay, tell me how to say your first name so I don't totally screw it up. Genariel, Elenia, Genariel Elenia. Did I get close? Tell me how close I got. What will I be wearing? Well, I showed a picture of it on Twitter. Me and Jeremy bought matching outfits. They're quite cute. I think you'll like them a lot. No, black. I mostly wear black. I'll probably be wearing, I'll be a shameless plugger and wear my Nerdrotic shirt with black pants. It's got to be really super hot for me to wear shorts. I just don't wear shorts anymore because I'm old. Because I'm not a kid anymore. Good Omens on Amazon. Any good? Said Turby. Yeah. Slight moments of wokeness. David Tennant is freaking brilliant. Chews up every scene, so it makes it worth it. And Michael Sheen is just as good. They are great together, but there are moments. But I mostly enjoyed it. I would definitely give it like an 8 out of 10. Matching outfits. Definitely. If I could pull up that picture again, I'd show you. Do I have chicken legs? I don't think I have chicken legs. Maybe I do. It's hard to judge. I don't know. You guys will be the judge. I do. I run though, so I've got like muscly calves. We'll find out. It's funny is like I'll be down there with Jeremy and I see Jeremy and Jeremy doesn't look 6 foot to me. He looks like a 5'7" guy, like a 5'5", 5'7", but I know he's 6 foot. So he's as tall as me. I should put them in the merch store. I really should, Brad. I should. You know what? I should piss Jeremy off and we should do like an auction or something and offer to wear him if we get some major donation to a charity. He would get so pissed because I'd wear it. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I am very secure in my masculinity. I will cling to my physical media until I die. Tom, it's all you. You and Doomcock were a bad influence on me because I was letting go of all of my physical media. And then I started talking to you guys. And then I started watching Robert Meyer Burnett. And all of a sudden I'm like, I got to buy all the physical media again. So I got sent. It's region 2, but I have a regionalist Blu-ray player. Every available Doctor Who episode. I think I'm missing like 5. Every available Doctor Who episode, even some of the like really hard to find ones on DVD. Some got a big old box sent. That was so cool. Yeah, you're just bad. I blame you guys. I have no room for this shit. How tall am I? I'm 6 foot. 6 foot, 185. Pretty average Joe. Now, 3 years ago, I was pushing 250 and I lost a bunch of weight because I've always been kind of in shape and then I let myself go and then got back because I just, I didn't want to be old and out of shape. I can't do anything about being old. My kid is 6'5". Yes, he is. My oldest son is 6'5". The wife is 5'7". What the fuck? You were 250? Yeah, dude. I was getting big. Well, you know what? It was all that, my wife loves me. It was all that home cooking and and it was also working a comic shop. I was working at a comic shop and I started looking like a comic shop owner. No offense to comic shop owners out there. Cause I went in there lean and mean, like lean and mean. And then, I did fast. So what I did was, my AA and NA sponsor is a men's health physician. And I went in for my physical and he told me I was obese. And I like went, what? And he's like, you're obese. He's all, you need to lose a couple pounds. And he was just saying a couple pounds. I'm like, no. Okay. So what do we do about this? And I'm like, I want to lose it right now. And he's like, do you want to lose it fast? I'm all, yes, I want to lose it fast. He's all, it's going to hurt. I don't care. I can handle it. So he put me on this powder liver cleanse stuff. I forgot what the name of it is. I can get the name for anybody. And I didn't eat for 3 days. For 3 days, I didn't eat, but for twice a day, I had a glass of this stuff and it gave me all the nutrients I need. And honestly, after the first day, no problem. Like your body adjusts. I wasn't hungry. And then on the 4th day, I started eating almonds and romaine lettuce, and I was supposed to eat kale, but I hate kale. And raw vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower. And then by the 5th or 6th day, I could have like steak. I could have meat, but no bread, no sugar for a month, like at all. No starches, no sugar for a month. And I lost most of that weight in a month. No shit. And you can even see on my videos, if you go way back, if they're still there. Yeah, I lost it like that. Fasting works. It worked and it felt great. Oh my God. I'm probably going to do it again. I went full Cecil. No, Cecil is love. We love Cecil. But except I can't fast because of my stupid diabetes. Isn't there a way around that though? Yeah, it's not yeah, with diabetes, yeah, you really can't fuck around with that shit. No. No, listen, I have completely destroyed my body. And so I'm obsessive about it now because like in my 20s and stuff, when you can bounce back from a lot of things, admittedly, I was putting unbelievable shit into my body. I was putting essentially components of rocket fuel in my body. Crank was incredibly nasty. At least, I mean, cocaine's horrible for you, but at least it's from something natural. Crank is, there is nothing natural about it. It is fucking horrid, horrid chemicals put together, and it just tears your body apart. And then alcohol does the most damage of all. So there's a saying we have in AA where heroin or cocaine or crank is like a scalpel in your brain, you know, cutting out little pieces. Alcohol is like a grenade. Pickled Squids McCracken, dude. I was pickled from 1988 to 88 and 89. I was like a jar of pickles. 18 and 19. Drink vodka and sparkling water. That's what Mrs. Nerdrotic drinks. Bionic belly button. She's a normie, so she can drink. What the? It's late. The dogs should not be barking. Sorry, now I'm giving you guys war stories. Yeah. Yeah, one of these nights I'll bore you guys with my AA story. It's like 3 hours long though. I've got it edited down. I could probably do it in 2. Matt Vader 74, greetings from Lost. God, I wish I was where you are right now. I love Vegas. I could live there. I know what it's like off the strip. I could totally live there. I could buy a house from Scott Yancey. Flipping Vegas. Is that guy still around or did he get put in jail? Ghost or drug flashbacks? I don't know. I can do I can do both. I can do a show on both quite easily. Actually, this started out as a UFO live stream, didn't it? I don't care though. This is Nerdrotic Live. We talk about whatever the hell we want. I want the 3-hour version. Oh boy, that one's sad. That one's sad. Okay, I really got to go. Keep it on, says Stringfellow. Thank you for the $5. I will keep on. I promise. And thank you guys for supporting. I can't thank you, Tom. It was great talking to you today, my friend. And we will talk very soon. That was a very good talk we had today. We had a good talk today, me and Tom. Yeah. So go to subscribe to Midnight's Edge After Dark too. They do good work over there. Gary, I saw a UFO in Orange County in 2008 at 3 a.m. Stay Universal. I am not surprised. Was it towards the ocean? Style. I grew up in Southern California. I swear to God, even my mom has seen a UFO, and I'm the only one in Southern California who has not seen a UFO. Deja Vu or Deja Thoris? I'll leave it right there because I like Deja Thoris. That's my girl. Thank you, Stringfellow. Echo Base Network for $1.99. Will we ever get a space fantasy with dragons? That would be brilliant. That would be really heavy metal. And that's what I want, like worse than anything, Echo Base. I would love for them to make a heavy metal movie, but like focus on one story and bring back our girl on the pterodactyl. Or yeah, a space fantasy with dragons. I was actually mulling that around in my head today. That's weird that you brought that up, Echo Base Network. I mull around a lot of ideas in my head when I'm working out, and that was one of them. I had a comic book idea. I actually produced a couple of them, and no, you'll never see them. The idea was like way too big for me. Like I wasn't talented enough to pull it off, but it was like a really cool idea, and I wrote it all down and characters and character profiles and even a timeline. It's got a beginning, middle, and end, but it's just beyond me. Maybe I'll give it to my son or something like that. I have it copyrighted, but yeah, I'll never be able to do it. Maybe I'll give it to somebody with talent. But Echo Base Network, yes, we need a space fantasy with dragons. And if we can mix in scantily clad, people, we'll just say people. That would be great, but we know that'll never happen. I was talking to Mahler the other day about Reign of Fire, and now I want to see that again because I actually like that movie. I think that might be the closest thing. If you haven't seen Reign of Fire, it's pretty cool. It's visually dated, but it's got a great cast. Matthew McConaughey. But Reign of Fire is good. I think I might be live streaming with Mahler this week. Depends on if he has time or not. And we will be doing a Buffy live stream. Yes, because we both love Buffy. All right, everybody, I'm really going to go. Oh, you got me. Not so scruffy nerf herder. Australian $10. Afternoon, Gary. Glad to be able to join you on another live stream. I'm glad you can too. I'm just about to leave though. But you can watch the replay. This one stays up. Gratuitous nudity always improves a movie. Terry B, it does, especially a fantasy movie. When did we become such a bunch of goddamn prudes? Buffy bot, right? All right, I'm really going now. Love you guys. You're seriously the best. I will be doing a lot more like little surprise live streams on Nerdrotic Live because it's fun and it's summer and why the hell not? So watch out for my next video. It's about Lord of the Rings. Then, of course, Inquisition tomorrow night with Doomcock on Doomcock's channel. And we will be putting pop culture on trial. By the way, the Inquisition is now like my favorite show to do. It's brilliant. It's lots of fun. So please join us over there. All hail Doomcock. Not so scruffy nerf herder for Australian $2. Typical. See you next time, mate. G'day, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to sound like a Canadian. Everybody be nice to each other unless they're a jerk, and then don't take shit. And remember, we don't kneel.